to Middle Age Magic, the theme park planning and holiday blog. And this is March news part 2 because we had so much Walt Disney World news.
Again.
Which
is great.
It's nice that we have the news rolling in now, especially after the last couple of years. So we won't complain.
Yeah. So in part 2, we're going to have a quick rundown of what's going on at SeaWorld, which there isn't a lot, but the bit that we've got is quite good.
Yeah.
We will have a little chat about some news of Disneyland Paris.
Yeah.
Because, you know,
they had a very special visitor this week.
They did. And then the epicness that is Universal.
Yeah, then we let Sharon loose about Epic Universe.
I'll promise not to get too carried away. Right, so
SeaWorld.
In Sam's favourite subject, the Festival of the Seven Seas, which is the food festival, carries on until May the 7th.
Yeah, I've been watching more and more food blogs about the Festival of the Seven Seas, and
we are only doing one day at SeaWorld when we go next year.
Yeah. So it'll be like coasters eat, coasters eat, coasters
in
eat.
Which case, me, it'll be sharks eat,
hold the bags,
Go and talk to the sharks again.
Yeah,
there's another roller coaster. Go and eat some more.
Yeah, I've seen such good reviews about the food and the fact of you know, it is getting up there, you know, with Epcot, and if not surpassing Epcot. So I mean, we timed this unintentionally.
It was a stroke of genius.
The February trip next year was unintentionally happened to hit 3 food festivals. So we've got Festival of the Arts at Epcot, Mardi Gras at Universal, and then Festival of the Seven Seas at SeaWorld. And yeah, it's completely unintentional. I didn't even realise that SeaWorld had one. So yeah, it was like a stroke of genius.
You can do that again.
I can.
Accidentally book us on a trip that's got like loads of food festivals. Right, so earlier on this month, Twitter had an outage, and amusingly, SeaWorld released a tweet on the same day that Twitter had an outage, claiming that they had a sneak peek of the Pipeline roller coaster point of view from testing. Amusingly, when they did this and Twitter had their outage, they purposely posted a picture of a broken video as a joke to see who would get it. The fact that Twitter was down and they posted this broken video. There was a lot of angry replies to their tweet. People just didn't get the joke. They were like, where's this video? You've not posted the video. Yeah, you know, after a while, SeaWorld had to post some amusing reply about, you know, idiots. Anyway, yeah, so not long after this tweet had jokingly tweeted had appeared, then bong, some tests of Pipeline running on the track was released. So Ethan, the Orlando tourist, managed to capture the first tests as he was walking past the park, because Pipeline is right next to the car park. It's like on the edge of the park. The train was running around, the ride vehicle was running around, obviously empty, but they were testing the track with the vehicle on. So he got a really good video, which is on his Twitter channel, which
looks awesome.
I've posted. It doesn't
look awesome.
I'm so old in your bag. You're not getting me on that for £1 million.
I can't wait to ride it.
I bet you can't. So yeah,
I think I'm going to come off with jelly legs though.
Yeah, but it does look. It does. Well, I mean, from a me never knowing that I'm ever going to go on it ever, it looks great. But yeah. So but there'll be more tests coming soon, and I'm sure that they, as soon as it's safe to do so, they will have annual pass holders having a preview like they've just done for the Tron.
Yeah, I mean, it's due to open in a couple of months. It's the summer.
Yeah,
so June.
Summer.
Yeah, so a couple of months' time it's meant to open.
Yeah, so it won't be long. Yeah, so so that's the news. That's the news from SeaWorld. Oh no, we're skipping Universal now, aren't we? Because I'm not allowed to talk about.
You're not allowed to talk that to the end.
No. Yeah. So we spoke in our previous news snippet that we've just recorded that Josh, I can never pronounce his bloody name. Josh Damaro.
That's it.
Yeah. So Josh Damaro, who's head of parks and guest experiences at Disney, was at South by Southwest and they released some footage of this amazing Judy Hopps animatronic robot. But also at South by Southwest, it was announced that a life-size Hulk character, can't speak again, will be heading to the Adventures campus at Disneyland Paris. There's a really good picture and a bit of a write-up on the blog Mickey blog, which we'll include in the show notes. But the Hulk's in his
Centurion outfit.
It's his Endgame outfit when he's in the Ant-Man.
Oh right, yeah.
Suit where they jump across time in Endgame.
Yeah.
And he looks quite portly. I know he's the Hulk, but
yeah, but he's been on sabbatical. Let himself go a bit. That's what happens.
But it'd be great to have the Hulk out.
Yeah,
because he's not because of the whole franchise thing with Sony in the movies. He's not as prevalent in the MCU as he should be. So the fact we're going to get a Hulk in Disneyland Paris is amazing.
And it's another unique thing for Disneyland Paris.
Yeah, which is good because we need stuff like that. Yes. Right, so we had 16th March, which was 2 days ago. What we're recording this?
2 days ago.
Which was also Disneyland. Not Disneyland Parks. It's the Hollywood Studios Park.
It's the Walt Disney Studios at Disneyland Paris.
Disney Studios at Disneyland Paris. It's the bloody Hollywood Studios. The world's smallest Disney park. Yes. It was its 21st birthday?
Yes, 21st birthday, yeah.
Yeah, it was its 21st birthday and it had some very special visitors.
It did. It had the man himself, Mr. Bob Iger, and Josh DeMarco. Visited they were out there for 2 days.
Checking out both parks.
Yep, they spent the day at Walt Disney Studios for its 21st birthday, and they went all over the park. They really seem to be taking in a lot.
Yep.
And they're the photographs that came out of them walking around were very stern faces.
Somebody tweeted that they were Disney bounding as 2 agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because they looked really quite serious in their black suits.
Yes. And then the next day they went into the Disney park at Disneyland Paris, and there is footage of Bob Iger recording one of the parades. So that was really good. But yeah, so hopefully they, obviously Disneyland Paris has just had the Avengers campus open, and from us being out in the Disneyland Paris parks for many years, and we know that area very well.
And it was very unloved. It was almost like a dead end bit of the park.
It was a dead end, and but I mean, not only had we visited, Rock and Roller Coaster was my favourite ever ride in Disneyland Paris. We've also run around that area because that's
many times
because the Disneyland Paris races finished in the Hollywood Studios parks. That area is now like unrecognisable. You'd have thought they'd have built it new, not just reimagined that area. So it's amazing to see it. That it just looks completely brand new, but it's still lacking as a park.
It makes the rest of the park look quite old and tired, doesn't it?
Especially the likes of the Magic Carpet ride, which has only got like a painted bald backdrop. It looks like it belongs in a travelling fun fair rather than in a theme park. So hopefully, it's still a very small park without the expansion ready yet. Obviously the expansion will be Arendelle, Tangled, and we don't know about the third part of it. It was meant to be Galaxy's Edge, but obviously that's been pushed back and not confirmed. But we're hoping in the next couple of weeks to actually get some feedback from Bob and Josh's visits and confirm, hopefully, Galaxy's Edge, which we want.
We do want, because when they announced that we were going to get a Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland Paris, we both almost exploded.
We did.
Frozen Land, you can keep that.
Yes,
I really like Rapunzel. I don't mind a bit of Rapunzel.
Yeah, Tangled.
Yeah, Tangled's really good. I like that. They can build something like that.
If you know the Walt Disney World Park in Magic Kingdom, the Tangled bathrooms is so pretty. The area It's to the point of they've actually made it into a nighttime photo spot, and that's where you get to hold one of the lighted lanterns. So and that's outside the bathrooms. That's a bathroom area that photo's taken in. So just the bathroom areas are so pretty. So yeah, so hopefully they've paid attention to the parks and how much they need, and not only the Studios Park, which needs a lot. As I was watching a documentary about Disneyland Paris on YouTube, and I found out 2 facts which I was quite shocked about. Obviously, the Studios Park in Paris is the smallest Disney park in the world. It is the smallest one they've ever made,
which is a bit worrying because it's had two minor expansions.
Yeah,
since it's been opened.
Obviously they added in Crush's Coaster and Toy Story.
Yeah, so they added a whole Pixar bit, didn't they?
Yeah.
Crush's Coaster, the little Cars area with the Cars ride, and
Toy Story,
which isn't big.
No. And it's got 3 rides in the Toy Story bit, and they are they're nothing special, for want of a better word.
2 of them I can't go on.
2 of them she can't go on, but they're nothing special, and again they are unique to Disneyland Paris. And then they added in the Ratatouille ride and area,
which is brilliant.
And I mean, it is lovely, and that is now what they added on to the France Pavilion in Epcot. So that bit they added on to Disneyland Paris has gone over and got added on to the France Pavilion. But it's still the smallest park that Disney has ever made, and it shows. And then
it is it's a half day, or
it is a half day park, yeah, pretty much. It is a half day park.
We can squeeze a whole day out of it, but we have to walk really, really slowly
and eat a lot.
That's easy enough.
Yeah. And then the second fact that I found out, which I found astonishing, was that the Disneyland Park hasn't had a new ride for 16 years.
Yeah, that was shocking.
That was stunning. Okay, I mean, they rethemed Space Mountain, so that's now Hyperspace Mountain.
It's got Star Wars.
It's got Star Wars overlay, and they rethemed. What was the other one I said? There was 2 they redone. Hyperspace Mountain. Oh yeah, and Star Tours got the upgrades.
You know that geek badge that I keep threatening to take off you?
Yeah, so obviously Star Tours got the new got the new
you got the 3D different endings.
Yeah, 3Ds, and you got the chop and change scenes.
Front, middle and bottom. Top, middle and bottom. Front, middle and whatever.
Yeah.
3 bits.
So it got Star Tours got the graphic upgrade, and Space Mountain become Hyperspace Mountain. But that's the only thing that's happened in 16 years in the parks.
Yeah. Oh, we've had the Pizza Planet restaurant open and shut.
That was never open. Pizza Planet. Because now it's where what's there now? There's a show there now in that building. No, because that was the theatre that had Captain EO in it, and that's now one of the shows. Is it Animagic?
No, it's Donald Duck.
That's on a duck show.
Yeah, the one that we watched in Florida.
Yes.
Magic.
That's it, yeah. Because that's in the old Captain EO. Behind the theatre where Captain EO was and Magic is, there was a restaurant that was never open. In all the years we went there, it was never open. And it was based on Pizza Planet from Toy Story films, and it was a pizza pasta buffet with a kids play area in it. And it was only open in the height of summer for about 3 hours a day.
On a Tuesday when the wind was behind you. It was never, no matter what time of the day we went.
No, it was never open.
It never seemed to be open.
And that was always Disneyland Paris's biggest downfall, is the fact of opening times. It's the same Walt's restaurant on Main Street. Again, that was the one that was never open. It was only open high days and holidays for about 2 hours, closed by 5 o'clock. So yeah, that has been Disneyland Paris's problem for many years. Does seem to be improving so far, and I'm hoping if Bob and Josh have seen the problems with the food in Disneyland Paris, that something should change.
Yeah, they did spend a lot of time, didn't they?
They did, and it was nice to see them walking around.
There was a bit of smiling at one point, and there was a bit of dancing, foot tapping when he was watching a parade. I saw a video of.
Yeah, they were walking around with their coffees, so I think it was a bit of a climate adjustment for them, because we've just had a massive storm hit as well, and rain, and obviously coming from the winter in Florida is very different to winter in Paris and winter in the UK. So yeah, I think they got a bit of a climate adjustment.
So what else has gone on at Disneyland Paris? Oh, my favourite place, the Frozen Land. I'm not a fan of Frozen, as you may have gathered, because I think there's too much Frozen at Disneyland Paris, because I hate to say this, DLP, more people visit the park than small girls under 10. But yeah, so Frozen Land construction is very much full on. There's a great video that Denise from Mouse Steps has posted, which she took from the Toy Story parachute drop. Because when you go up, which you'll never get me to do, on the Toy Story parachute drop, if you're on the right side, you can overlook the construction and see what they've been doing.
So it actually goes up there for quite a while.
It looks like they've done quite a lot as well, considering obviously they announced the revamp of the additional space before the pandemic hit, and then everything went quiet. But there hasn't been a lot of news out coming. Everyone goes, "Oh, when's the new Frozen Land going to open?" And everybody always says, "No idea. Don't even know if they're building it yet." Well, they are building it.
No one knows.
They are building it, and it looks like they've done a fair whack. But like we said, they can't multitask, can they? They're only really capable of doing one thing at once, because
the park's so small. You couldn't do the amount of expansion work like in Epcot at Hollywood Studio, Walt Disney Studios.
Yeah.
It would just close the whole park down.
Yeah.
You know, you put up one wall and that's it. It's like...
And the unions, trading laws, working conditions in France, very different to the rest of the world.
Yes.
So if the French workers don't like something,
it stops.
Yeah, basically nothing happens, which is great, because that means they get the right amount of pay conditions that they should have.
Yeah,
there's no such thing as slave labour in France. They don't have that stuff. They're just the French are the best strikers in the world. So so that's coming along nicely, and there's still no news on any of the other lands, like we said. So hopefully they'll hurry up and finish this bloody Frozen Land so they can crack on with something else.
I think it's going to look very pretty. I mean, they've said it's going to add an extra sit-down restaurant.
Ooh. Sorry. But on the plus
but we'll
side,
never get to eating, obviously.
We might have to go to just try it. But it'll be great for them to have another sit-down restaurant, because that's something that's been lacking, isn't it? It's lacking because there's so much construction going on at the moment. There's 2 restaurants out, one of which is 3 restaurants out. Yeah. So but we've got 4 technically, if you count the ones that are going on in the hotel that's being revamped. Or does that make it 5?
Well, Cafe Mickey has gone.
Yeah, that's been rejigged into some French bistro, isn't it?
Yeah. What's it? Rosemary's Patisserie or Valerie's Patisserie or something like that. Then you've got Planet Hollywood has gone,
which they boarded the stairs up earlier on in the week, and it looked what can only be described as fugly. And then some bright spark thought it'd be an amazing idea to whack a couple of plant pots in front of it, which just made it look even crapper than it did before. There's no news on what's going on with that giant ball that is the Planet Hollywood building.
And then you've got the 2 restaurants in the Disneyland Hotel.
Yeah. So
it's 4. They've lost 4 restaurants.
When is the Disneyland Hotel opening?
Nobody
knows.
2024.
Yeah. But 2024 is a long year. And there's no news on when about.
2024.
Yeah.
Which is, whereas in obviously Walt Disney World you get given a season, We don't. We just get given a year.
Sometimes if you're really lucky, you get a month.
Maybe.
If not, you'll get like a, like
A
like
year.
you say, a quarterly or seasonal
You get
thing.
a year.
But, yeah,
It's going to happen then.
French so laid back, love them. Yeah, so so that would be opening at some point in 2024 to what could only be redesigned, described as redesigned, reimagined. They're basically all going to be posh rooms.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen the concept art.
Looks nice.
Looks very nice. Being some of it's being Beauty and the Beast themed, which
makes sense.
Makes sense. Seeing Beauty and the Beast is French,
based in France.
Based in France. Always didn't understand why there wasn't more.
Yeah, well, it makes. I mentioned it earlier. It makes crazy. There's a lot of French and a lot of things that could be themes to Disneyland Paris that aren't.
Yeah. So
and Beauty and the Beast being one of them. There should be a lot more of that in the park.
Yes.
A lot more.
It was like it took years for you to actually meet Belle in Disneyland Paris.
Yeah.
It took years for that to happen.
So what else is happening? Oh, yeah. When I was originally writing the bit about Bob and Josh coming to visit, I did put, we can't say enough how much we love and miss DLP, and we really want things to go back to normal. And it's such a shame that we're not going to be able to have our annual passes and visit again because of the booking system and all that malarkey. But that's all changed now.
If you watched the blog, the first characters and character design blog, you will see that I confessed. I held my hands up and said, yes, I did say all that. Yes, I did say I wouldn't go back for years. That I wouldn't get an annual pass for a couple of years until all the construction was done.
And they changed the
way the booking system works. And the rant, we actually did a blog of we love you, Disneyland Paris, and we miss you. And it was about a 45-minute rant. And yeah, I confess I changed my mind.
Yeah, after that little rant and the fact that we were reminiscing about how much we love DLP, and
how
it's our home park, and
I've been obviously doing the Disneyland Paris Memories series.
We've been looking at an awful lot of pictures and discussing all the stuff that we've done,
the stuff we've done and stuff we wanted to do, and the fact that obviously we were there for the 15th, the 20th, and 25th, and I didn't want to miss the 30th. And then they come up with the fact that it ends on the 30th of September this year. So I was like, well, I've got to go. I'm not missing it. I'm not going to be left out, basically. And then I found out I was going to come into a little bit of money. So, yeah, I'm going to buy an annual pass again. And we've got a trip booked.
Yeah. And
hotel booked.
I was going to use the privilege tickets that come with the annual pass to come with too, but we've actually worked it out that there's a special event in October.
Yep,
that's going to celebrate 100 years of Disney.
Yep, Disneyland Paris are holding special days.
Just one day. Just one day.
I don't know whether they're bringing the 100 years. That's the start of it, and they're going to run a year's worth. They haven't said. Because obviously Disneyland Paris don't tell you things, but all they've said is that on middle of October they're having one day to celebrate the 100 years of Disney,
which we can't miss that,
and I can't miss that.
That's our home park. We can't miss it in our home park.
So yeah, the annual passes are being bought.
Yeah,
hotels are booked.
Because if I buy privilege tickets for that and then we go out in October, spending that money is actually going to be more than me buying an annual pass. So I'm going to get one as well. Again.
Who says I'm a bad influence?
I'll tell you what, the more time we spend, this is why we stop spending a lot of time with each other, because that's bad. But things like stuff like this happens when we spend a lot of time together. We don't necessarily have to be together to do it.
No, all the trips have been booked over text message at night.
Yeah, or WhatsApp.
yeah, they just we get chatting on WhatsApp about 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. And I go, oh, did you see? This is how it starts. Oh, have you seen? And that's
whatever it is here.
Yeah. Have you seen the cost of Endless Summer Surfside? Or I've just found is another one. And then it's like escalates.
Yeah, so
and it becomes a good idea.
There'll be a lot more. We were trying not to get overly consumed with DLP because we missed it so much. Because we've missed it so much, we can't not go back.
Yeah. I mean,
and we'll probably bitch and moan and complain about all the stuff that's not the same as before the pandemic and why this and that needs to change. But
I think we will.
As soon as we get out of the car in the Infinity car park, and skip down the little travelator that's never bloody
never moves,
we'll be fine because we'll be home.
Yeah.
And all the sins will be forgotten.
Maybe.
Well, yeah, there'll be criticism, but there'll also be lots of happy places.
And I think it'd be nice to actually see it change over the next couple of years.
Yeah.
See it grow fresh.
Again.
Yeah. Which I said, I've missed it. I want to go home.
Yeah, really missed it. Last time I was there was for the last run before the pandemic hit.
Yeah.
And did we not sneak in a quick trip in March 2019 before the
July 2019 was the last one.
Before the world went mad.
July 2019 was the last one.
Was that the one where it was really, really hot?
The crispy trip.
Yeah.
2 menopausal women and 2 teenagers.
In the world's hottest temperature, yeah.
48 degrees. Yeah. It was a tad warm.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we haven't been there since July of 2019. So it'll be nice to go back.
Yeah, and there will be an awful lot of content from us.
Yeah. Plus, it was just too long to wait till February to go. Next
yeah,
February.
Yeah.
It was too long.
Bearing in mind, that we're sitting in my house, and it takes 25 minutes to get to Dover from here.
Yeah.
And then
3 hours the other side.
3 hours, and then we're there.
Dunkirk to Disneyland Paris is 3 hours. We've timed it many a time.
Driven it many a time.
So yeah, half hour to Dover. And we know this because we overslept one morning.
Oh God, I had to drive like a maniac, didn't I? We missed the bloody ferry. It was hilarious.
So yeah, we've so we are close to, obviously close to Dover. And then it's a 3-hour drive and it's a straight road, so it's an easy drive.
And there's news of the booking system slightly changing, isn't there?
Yeah, there was a rumour. I saw it on. It's not a rumour. A lady who bought an annual pass at Disneyland Paris in the last week was told by a cast member who sold her the annual pass that changes are being made at the end of this month. So end of March, beginning of April, there will be changes. But she wouldn't tell her what they were. So we're keeping our fingers crossed.
There will be changes to the booking system.
It will be the booking system that changes. So hopefully.
Because currently you can only book 3 days.
Yes, 3 consecutive days.
Yeah.
So where we're going out for 3 days in September, we have to wait until we've used one of those days to then book one of the days in the October trip.
Yeah.
You can't hold like blocks. It has to be. So yeah. So we're just hoping it changes. Hoping they either get rid of it for annual pass holders, which would be nice.
Because then we can go back to being spontaneous.
Yeah. Or they change how many days you can book.
Yeah.
So we're just waiting at the moment to see what changes occur. I mean, it's so much has changed in the last year alone. I mean, I was watching some blogs from last February. Masks were still needed, and there's so many restrictions still in place, along with masks and sanitizing and social distancing, that to now it's literally like it's back to normal. On the face side, on the face of its side is apart from park reservations. So yeah, you never know what's going to happen. So much can change very quickly.
Watch this space, as they say. Right, can I talk about Universal?
Yes, you can talk about Epic Universe now.
I'm going to do some other stuff first. So, as far as Universal news goes, some photo ops are returning. Probably the biggest one is the personal Coca-Cola bottle per photo op. It's been closed since the plague, and you can find it in the Coca-Cola store by Men in Black Alien Attack. So, basically, you can have it's a giant Coke bottle with your name or whatever name put on it. Nothing rude, obviously. You can't write something rude on it and have your, although that would be amusing. And then you get your photo taken. So if you're into Coke, the fizzy kind, obviously, then that's the place to go. And food news, because we like a bit of food news. New Minion popcorn bucket has arrived. Looks really cute. It's featuring Bob the Minion and his little teddy bear Tim taking a selfie with his little camera like that. I don't know why I said it in that little gay voice. I'll put a picture up. It's quite big. It's got a big photo bucket.
Photo bucket.
It's because he's popcorn bucket. $29 for a bucket full of lovely golden goodness. You'd expect it to be the size of a bucket for $29.
You would, yeah.
You do receive discount and refills. Good. I do love popcorn, but the thing about popcorn buckets, which I like a popcorn bucket, I'm very fussy about the type of popcorn buckets I've got. I've got a couple of Star Wars ones. You, on the other hand, I've got loads of them.
Yeah, I've got a few.
You've got a few.
I've got a few.
But I'd rather buy a popcorn bucket without the popcorn at a discounted rate and then buy the popcorn when I wanted it.
Yeah.
But anyway, if you like Minions and you want a popcorn bucket, they're $29. And talking of Minions,
more Minions,
because lots of stuff's going on. I can't bloody speak.
Illumination.
On Illumination Avenue, as it's been being, I don't know if it's been renamed, but it will be renamed. So the cafe is still under construction. It's hard to tell what's going on because there's walls up, and it looks like it's been going on slowly, but who knows what's going on the inside of it, because you can't see what's going on the inside of it. It will be opening in the summer along with VillainCon Minion Blast, which does look cool because I've just put a new facade up. And of course that's the moving belt continuous walkway shooting doing thing. That's a really bad description.
Best description ever there.
But the guns, the weapon that you look like you're going to use, they posted a picture up a couple of weeks ago on someone posted it on Twitter, like the potential
weapon of
choice that you're going to be using. I'm gesticulating with a little
it's pew pew
with my pew pew, yeah. So it looks like it could be quite fun. I liked the Minion ride while it was 3D. I'm hoping that they make it 3D again, because apparently it's nowhere near as good when it's not 3D.
Oh, yeah. I saw it in 3D.
I've only seen it, but it's not 3D at the moment.
Oh, in it?
No. Okay. But anyway, so I believe this is going to be 3D.
Good.
Yeah. So that's opening. Did they say summer? Yes, they did say summer. So that's opening in the summer. So along with the cafe and VillainCon Minion Blast is such a bloody mouthful. It's Minion Blast. So along with Minion Blast, there's also rumours that we're going to get the Bake My Day bake shop, which is the little cake shop seen in Despicable Me 2 where he goes to buy his cakes. Cake. But they've got one at Minion Land in Disney Universal Studios in Beijing. Where did I get Disney from? Minions aren't Disney. Obviously need more bloody coffee. And it sells like
cake,
packed treats, cake, other filth. And we think it's going to be on the corner of the Minion Cafe on Illumination Avenue. So it'll be like its own mini little shop on the corner. I'm pointing, like drawing a mini little shop on the corner. So whether it will be a separate shop or whether you'll be able to walk into it from the cafe, who knows? But you know, potentially it's going to be. There's going to be
might
more.
be what the steelwork was for.
Yeah.
So they did a lot of steelwork, adding bits on to the old Monsters Cafe.
Yeah.
So that may be because there was a lot of speculation about what that steelwork was for.
And there's also, is it the cafe may not open the same time as
they think
Minion
the cafe
Blast.
is going to take longer.
The cafe may open a month later, but when Minion Blast opens and the road's renamed to Illumination Avenue, the plan is for the Illumination characters to meet along that strip, like where the Minions used to do outside the other ride. So that's due to open summer 2023, which feels like a long time away, but it's not really, because we're halfway through March. So in a couple of months.
Only a couple of months.
What else has been going on? Oh, Kid Zone. The Kid Zone is gone, demolished completely. It's like flattened now, other than the track from the Nut House coaster, which is still rumoured that it's just going to be revamped. But apparently it was like riding a bucket of bolts. So I hope they sort the track out. And they're going to retheme it to something. I mean, it's a kid's roller coaster. How scary can it be?
It's not just like the Barnstormer, isn't it? That's all it was.
I quite like the Barnstormer.
Yeah.
I thought that was a bit of a thrilling. Okay. Anyway, so the coaster track is still there, and the only other bit that's still there from the Kids Zone is the theatre. They've basically squished the rest of it down. If you look at the aerial photos,
the splash pad has gone.
Yeah, it's all like, it's just like dirt, roller coaster, theatre building.
Yeah.
The rumours of ramping up that it's going to be rethemed to DreamWorks characters, because as well as it being all over the walls of the construction walls, there's been a lot of DreamWorks characters out and about in the park. There's been some plans filed for things to do with Kung Fu Panda. We mentioned it before about the animatronic way that they're going to have the characters interacting. So there's a really good chance that that whole area is going to be DreamWorks based. So we'll have Shrek characters and Kung Fu Panda characters and potentially Trolls and How to Train Your Dragon. Although the How to Train Your Dragon element may end up being moved over to Epic Universe when it opens, but more about that in a minute. What else is going on? Oh, the Build Ratch barges, or How to Drown Yourself in 2 minutes, is still closed for refurbishment. I've never done that ride. I don't think we want to be doing it in February.
No, I did it in January.
Really?
Yeah, we did it in January. It was like 80 odd degrees in January though.
Oh well, that's fine.
But yeah, I've actually got out of a shower drier than I got off that ride.
Yeah, so there's lots going on. It's got scaffolding all over it. There's no news as to when it's going to reopen or what they're actually doing to it. But
it's a secret.
It's a secret. They're doing something to it. It's having a refurb of some description.
Yeah.
So yeah, it will be opened at some point again in the future. What else is closed? Oh, Hagrid's is closed. Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorcycle Adventure. Such a lovely thing that just spills off the stone. Yeah, so it's been closed for a little while because it had hurricane damage and they were doing, general maintenance on it. All the hurricane damage on the facade looks like it's been completed now. Everything's been repainted, and it should be open soon. No news yet when I wrote this a couple of days ago. So there's probably uproar because it's one of the most popular rides in the park, which people literally sprint to in the morning.
Yeah, I mean, the queue for that regularly tops 2 hours.
Yeah, well,
regularly.
No.
Yeah, it does.
I don't know whether I'm brave enough to ride it. It does. I don't like backwards. It does go backwards at speed.
You'll be fine.
I love the way you say that. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. As bits of me are falling off. You'll be fine. It's only your arm. Don't worry about it.
You can go to sidecar. It's fine.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so what else is new? Harry Potter fans, yes, a bit of merch news. Quidditch team captain patches are available now. They're quite big. They're like this. That's probably an exaggeration. They looked really big in the pictures I saw. They looked quite large. So if you're into Quidditch, as most Harry Potter fans are, you can get one for every team. So to put them on your robe.
Yes,
but they're quite big.
Right.
Potentially, it's probably as big as my head, which is small compared to Sam's head.
Which is why I can't get a hat to fit my head.
Oh, which is hilarious. In Epic Universe news,
Here we go.
There has been an awful lot going on in Epic Universe. I'm not going to go in. I'm waiting for the video drop, which will occur soon, because BioReconstruct is out of hospital. He's been in hospital again for some more tests for a few days, so he hadn't been posting, but he's back up in the air, and he dropped some pictures of the coaster progression, and so much has happened over the last 2 weeks. So it looks as though the Monsters coaster the track's all completed, and the barn area, which may be a bit that the coaster goes in and out and back in again. Not sure what's going on in this barn. It could have projections in it. Anything could happen. Anything. Yeah, you could go in it and go off to a different bit.
It could be the launch area. It
could be yeah. But anyway, so it looks like all the track's done, and it doesn't look it looks. They like to say it's a family style roller coaster.
What, the Monsters one?
The Monsters one doesn't have loops and goes upside down. It's banging sounds. Right. No, you're thinking of the dueling one that's in the central hub, the one that's got the massive. Yeah. The top hats, they call it, like the massive big up. Yeah. Ooh, the big dipper bits. Yeah, and the
like Ride Rocket.
Oh God. Yeah, it makes me queasy just looking at it. So BioReconstruct posted a really good picture which basically captures all the coasters in one photo, which you can see just how much
they look very close together.
But in the picture they look very close together, but the land that Epic Universe is on is absolutely bloody massive, and it's really spread out. I think it's going to be we're going to get very tired hoofing around there. You know, we were talking about being tired hoofing around Animal Kingdom. It's going to be nothing compared to Epic Universe, I think. So, thanks to the Queen of Epic Universe, Alicia Stella, she posted on the 9th of March a little nugget about how Universal had applied for a trademark for How to Train Your Dragon Isle of Berk, which is what we believe that the How to Train Your Dragon land may possibly be called. Of course, they might change their mind, might call it something else. Can't see how they're going to call it something else, because you know the dragon statues that we've spoken about are just off the Isle of Berk in the film. They're in the lagoon at the How to Train Your Dragon land, and it looks like as you enter the land, it's like flying over the Isle of Berk. In the first movie, you've got the two statues in a lagoon before you hit the land. So how can it not be anything but the Isle of Berk?
There you go. The Isle of Berk it is.
Of course, until Universal change their mind.
Yeah, until Universal go,
no, something else. No, I'm not going to call it that. Yeah, so because there has been this patent, trademark, whatever you'd like to call it, trademarking
Dragon Isle of Berk.
Yeah. To say about them, it means that they're it's official that it is. I mean, that it is going to be How to Train Your Dragon base. I mean, how can it be anything but How to Train Your Dragon base? It's got the two bloody statues from the Isle of Berk in it, and the Great Hall Theatre looks exactly like the hall from the movie. But it means that it is semi-official now that is the How to Train Your Dragon land. But bearing in mind, Universal didn't say that Super Nintendo World was going to be Super Nintendo World until they launched it in Hollywood as the world's worst kept secret. So what else has been going on in Epic Universe? Monsters is obviously coming along nicely. We sort of talked about the roller coaster. There's more building work on the restaurant, which looks like it's going to be themed on some kind of, it's like Frankenstein's windmill.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so lots been going on there. There's absolutely shed loads going on in the Wizarding World French Quarter.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah, but you can't see what's going on because most of it's going on inside a building.
I know.
Which is going to be, somebody posted on Twitter about how they were a bit upset about all the spoilers that are coming out from Epic Universe. But
you won't get spoilers about that.
once the stuff starts going inside, you have no idea what's going on because we can't see what's going on inside the building. And I think it builds the hype up to how awesome the park's going to be. The fact that you can tell what's going on in construction.
I mean, Forbidden Journey and Gringotts, the complete rides are inside.
Which is going to be in the which will be the same. It will be another
the Ministry of Magic
style.
So that'll all be inside.
Yes,
so
we'll have no idea what's going on.
That'll be completely.
And from the look of the construction, of the buildings, it looks like the Wizarding World section is going to be very similar to the Diagon Alley and the Hogsmeade, where there's buildings, there's shops, there's themed things, there's going to be restaurants, there's going to be one obviously major ride.
Yeah.
There might be something else smaller outside. I think there's going to be a theatre in that park. I can't remember off the top of my head. Pretty sure there's going to be a theatre and the indoor ride, but the rest of it is all looks like it's going to be some kind of Parisian side street, which is wizard based. So it should be really interesting. It looks of a similar kind of ilk that Diagon Alley is, where the buildings are really close together, and it's all going to be like, it's going to be fully immersive. So as soon as you step through the gateway, and you're in the Wizarding World, it's going to be obvious you're in the Wizarding World.
Yeah, a bit like Diagon Alley. You have to go behind. You have to go through the bricks.
Yeah,
to get to Diagon Alley.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. So what else has been going on? Oh yeah, in the central hub area, where they're building the dueling. It's not a dueling roller coaster, but it's a double tracked roller coaster. That's the big one. That's the one you're going to love, with its giant loopy loops and it's upside down and it's spinning as hell bits.
Yes.
But that looks like it's going to have a dual launch station as well. But a lot of work's been going on about that. That's got some massive drops. And a bit where the two cars look like they're going to hit each other, but they don't. Like Dueling Dragon Juice.
So yeah.
Yeah. The How to Train Your Dragon coasters coming along as well. Most of the track's gone up for that as well. That's going to be another spinny one. We love a spinny roller coaster.
I said it does seem to progress so quickly in the last couple of weeks. It just seems to have grown overnight.
So I'm hoping that Orlando Park Stop will drop another one, and Alicia will drop another one of her awesome videos over the next few days, because Bio Reconstructor has posted a ridiculous amount of pictures and video footage on his Twitter of all the different areas of the park and just how much they've done to it. And even in the hotel, they've been cracking on. The hotel outside the park, all the walls are up. That's going to be space, like 1960s sci-fi space themed by the looks of it, because the windows are like little oval portals, like a 60s spaceship.
Yes.
And the big hotel, the posh hotel at the back of the park beyond the fountain, all the walls are up for that as well now, pretty much. So yeah, loads going on. It's just going to be, I don't even know, just don't know. It's just very exciting. But it looks like Universal are going to have obviously the Minion stuff opening this year, the Kids Zone opening 2024, and then Epic Universe opening in 2025. Yeah.
So yes, all steam ahead for Universal.
All steam ahead for Universal. Can't wait for us to be able to go there. So you've been a bit.
I have. I've been very, because I'm not a gamer, and obviously with Epic Universe, Super Nintendo World will be the big draw, and
it's twice the size of what it is,
and it's twice the size of what it is in Universal Hollywood.
Yeah.
I said, I am not a gamer. I'm a button masher. Um, I have no hand-eye coordination whatsoever. You know, my level of gaming is The Sims, or going back to like Theme Hospital, for those who remember Theme Hospital. That's my level of gaming. Lack of hand-eye coordination, I button mash and it doesn't work. So I wasn't really excited about the Super Nintendo. But I am excited about the third Harry Potter area because I'm a big Harry Potter fan. I mean, I've seen obviously footage from Super Nintendo in Hollywood, and it does look awesome. You know, even though I know nothing about the games. Obviously, I know who Mario is. I know who Princess Peach is. I know there are mushrooms involved. But yeah, so that.
I know there were mushrooms involved.
I know there are mushrooms involved.
Oh, bless you.
So yeah, but seeing how immersive it is in Universal Hollywood, and like all the little mini games to earn coins to get into Bowser's castle, to get the golden mushroom. You know,
Well done.
I know. See, I learn. But you know, it's yeah. I mean, it's exciting to see what they're going to do. But I said I think it's going to be the third Wizarding World.
Are you not slightly enthused by classic monsters?
Classic monsters, yes, as long as it's not Jason or Freddy, or
Well, it's not. It's
you know,
like
if it's going to be like Dracula and Bride of Frankenstein,
the Wolfman.
so yeah, that's. I don't do horror.
Classic. I don't do horror, but it's
classic. Classic monsters, yeah. I mean, you know, that I think that's good. Depending how scary the ride is,
it's not going to be scary.
That's all right. I don't do ghost trains or anything like that. I am a complete wuss.
And if there's anything with zombies,
oh, forget it. Yeah, no, I don't do zombies at all. At all. Yeah. No. It's the noise. The noise they make. I like it.
You say I'm a wuss.
Yes, but mine's like, you know, logical.
Okay. I personally am most excited about
How to Train Your Dragon. I knew this. Yes. Yes. You and your Toothless. Yes. Yep. Toothless's biggest fan.
Well, maybe not biggest, but I do like him.
But I am excited to see what they do.
But it's not, as well as the four areas of it, there's obviously going to be so much stuff going on in the central hub as well, because there's going to be rides in there, there's going to be the shopping in there, there's going to be entertainment in there.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
there's going to be the awesome fountainy thingy going on, the Bellagio fountain stuff.
Yeah, I mean that is like brilliant. I do love good fountain show. Yes, the hand was going.
What's that? Is that a fountain?
Fountain show?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And of course, there's going to be characters out, because there's like Peach and Mario and Luigi meet in. They should have a Yoshi meet as well in Mario. Yoshi's cool. In Mario World, obviously they're going to have Toothless and Hiccup and the other characters from How to Train Your Dragon out in How to Train Your Dragon Land. Ooh, wonder if they'll have classic monsters meeting, like meet Bride of Frankenstein.
They do in Universal Hollywood. You have Dracula and Frankenstein.
That would be cool.
So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they do. I'm getting excited about it now. I was very.
I think you don't have much choice, do you?
No, I don't have much.
Yeah. Oh, have you seen this new thing about Epic Universe? There is a Facebook group now, which is part of the groups that we're in to do with Universal and the Endless Summer Resorts for Brits, about Epic Universe. So I've started spamming the poor buggers in there with all my Epic Universe news. It's like, oh, BioReconstruct's posted a picture. Oh, Alicia's posted something on Orlando Park stop. Oh, this is this. And they're like, oh God, here she goes again.
She's off again.
She's off again with her Epic bloody Universe. But no, we'll have to go and have a nose at it.
Of course we will, yeah.
Definitely. It'd be rude not to, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's exciting that, you know, Universal is getting a third gate. You know, there hasn't been a new park in Florida for a while.
Right, or some time, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the last one was Animal Kingdom, I think.
Not one of the SeaWorld.
No, SeaWorld's been there years.
No, what about Aquatica or?
Well, obviously Volcano Bay is the newest.
It's a water park.
Water park, but obviously I don't count.
Does really count, but yeah.
But theme park ride wise,
Animal Kingdom's probably.
I think probably Animal Kingdom might be the latest one, or Island of Adventure or Animal Kingdom. Which one's newer? Let us know in the comments.
Because we're too lazy to Google.
We are filming this late at night, so tiredness is hit.
You make it sound as though we don't like. Yeah.
Back to the news at 10.
What time is it?
That says 1:03. That can't be right.
No, it's right.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So anyway.
I didn't realise it was that late. Early.
Yeah, so there we go. We're all. Oh my god, it was quite a lot of news again.
It was quite
which
a
is
lot.
why we've spread it out.
No, March.
For God's sake. It's quite a lot of news like January. That should have been.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're only halfway through March.
We're only halfway through March, so yeah, there'll be more news incoming.
Yep. End of March, we'll catch up with what else has been happening in
Yeah,
March?
we'll have a quick diet news. I nearly yawned then because it's so late. Yeah.
Yes.
That's it. We're all newsed out.
Yes.
We're all newsed out. We're buying annual passes to go back to Disneyland Paris, even though last month we said we weren't ever going to do it again. And yeah.
We are women. We are allowed to change our minds. So to catch the rest of March's news, do the YouTubey things, give us a like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell.
Ding, ding, ding. Sorry.
That'll let you know when the next episode goes up. So that is all for mid-March's catch up with the news.
Yeah.
And see you all again soon.
Yep. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.